Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Firsties. As always, I always like to start this episode or any episode with giving thanks to anyone who's listening, watching, reviewing, subscribing, commenting, doing all the things. Also sharing the content with anyone and everyone that you know. I really do appreciate it. It makes my heart very, very happy. As always, if you haven't done it already, please make sure you follow Firsties Pod. That's Firsties Pod everywhere, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all, YouTube, everywhere. Please do, so you don't miss these amazing clips and these amazing episodes. Now let's get into the guest. So I have Mr. Goopie here, also known as Michael, correct? Yep. Okay, awesome. Now what's so funny is you're from Atlanta, right? Yeah. And it just happened to your content is going crazy. First of all, your engagement is insane.
Thank you.
It is really insane.
It's insane. And if you heard that, that's Miriam, of course, behind the camera. She's back.
I am. But I'm not going to do too much this episode.
They've been saying, like...
I talk too much behind the mic.
They're like, girl, just get
on the couch.
Girl, just get on the couch.
But I just have opinions, so I'd say it.
Yeah.
It's okay. You just be behind the camera, just the voice of reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I just make sure it runs smooth.
Yeah, we're the crazy ones. Yeah. Thank you. So the funny thing is he happened to be in town because you had a local gig at George Washington University. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And we just were able to work out the dates. Something I do have to say, because it's just not said enough, that usually when I have like talent on, they're not as responsive and they're not usually on time. And you're the total opposite of that. So I really do appreciate that.
Go.
And in this industry I'm learning that goes a long way. Like show up on time, do what you're supposed to be doing. So I really do appreciate that.
Of course.
By the way, do you have a nickname at all? Do people call you Michael? Like
I have an Ethiopian nickname and that is called Shego.
Okay.
That's what I grew up is called, like that's what all my Ethiopian people back home, everybody growing up calls me Shego. And then American name's Michael, and then now Goopie, Mr. Goopie. It's become like.
Do people call you Goopie at school?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm walking on campus, it's like, oh, Goopie.
Okay.
Oh man, love your videos.
Do you get recognized? Like people know you from your content?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It started back in, I want to say, I remember when the first ever video that blew up for us, the door kicking video. That
was the first one I think I saw.
Yeah, that one. Like one time when we were downtown, like the day of, somebody recognized us. I didn't know what to do about it. I was just kind of like, and then after I started making skits and everything, like it would just happen every now and then out of nowhere, it just kind of started like it's like especially in Athens, like now it's like I go to get some groceries. The guy at the groceries knows who I am.
That's crazy.
So, it's the biggest blessing ever. Like every time somebody comes up to me, it's like, oh, this is amazing.
It's what you dreamed of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't know. Did you dream of this?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
or like doing what you do now.
He's working for it. So
yeah, for sure.
But I'm saying, like, is this something that like you just came up as you went, or it's something that you thought of when you were a kid?
Oh, I mean, obviously, like, I didn't think like it would become like this at this stage because I feel like for me, where my goals lie, I'm still in the very beginning stages. So it's like for me to have people come up to me and like say, "Oh, I love your stuff," and like really show me some love. It's like incredible because I'm like, dang, I'm not even at where I'm thinking I'm supposed to be. But like, I'm at this point though. It's like people seeing it, so like they really messing with my stuff. So it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We're doing something good.
Doing good.
And I always like to like my biggest thing though. It's like I never understood how people get to a point though where it's like, oh, they don't have time for people like that when they come to them because it's like these are the people that brought you here and then that also are like supporting you.
Got you where you are.
I like to have conversations with every person that comes up to me and figure out who they are and everything. It's real cool. But yeah. I like it.
Amazing. How did you, where'd you start when it came to the skits? Was it just like college?
Yeah, so after I did the first door kicking video, we just were doing pranks and stuff around campus and just like messing around. And then my friend Eli, my cameraman, he suggested that we do skits and I was like, okay. And then we did like just one skit and it was really funny. And then to us. And then when I look back, it was very.
You're like to us.
Yeah, I heard that.
You absolutely can.
Oh, okay, it was ass. And then, but it was funny though. And then we just started doing more and more, and then it picked up a little bit here and there. I did a Disney bully skit. That was my first ever one to reach like 1 million views. And then and then after that, I just started doing skits a lot. And then. Yeah, and then I took a break from like short form and did YouTube for a while, but it just wasn't possible to continue it. I was like, because editing for a short form video like a skit take me like maybe 30, 45 minutes. But then
YouTube is another
for YouTube,
monster.
it's like 6 to 10 hours, like over the course of 3 days to finish one video.
Yeah.
And like I was determined sophomore year, I was doing it a lot. And I was making bangers, like, producing, and it was doing good. Like I was getting good views for like somebody who just started and everything, and like it was great. But my goal is really just to make my YouTube credible and then go back to short form. When I took that much of a break from short form, it killed all my views. So I had to really like climb the mountain back up again. It took a long time. And there was times where I was like questioning just quitting, or like not quitting, but just kind of like, dude, is this for me? Because I was producing content and it wasn't getting no views. And like it was just tough. But then
It's crippling sometimes.
yeah, no, it is tough. But then I got a lot of advice, and I also just told myself like it doesn't really matter what the views are gonna do or whatever it is. Just keep making content, keep staying true to yourself. Just keep making like what you think is funny. That's my biggest thing. Just make what I think is funny.
Yeah. Just entertain yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an audience out there for you, and clearly people are engaging with it. Now, if you haven't seen the content, we're very much like embracing that first gen. We even talked about it off camera just now of like we all come from Habesha folk.
Yeah.
And, you know, being a comedian and podcast host might not be their dream when they move to this country. There's a reality to that. So on that discussion, what does your family think about you doing skits? You're still in school and stuff, but
Yeah. So it's funny. Yeah, so obviously being first generation, all that. My parents are pretty Americanized though, to an extent. I mean, I have 2 older sisters. They actually live up here in DC, and yeah, and like one of them 8 years older than me, so she's 28. The other one's 25 because it's 5 years older than me. My bad. And then yeah, so like 2 older sisters. And I'm the youngest, so it's like when it came to me, they were they were strict, but like not as much as on them. And I mean, my whole life I was trying to play soccer. That was my number one goal, dream, like thing I wanted to do in my life. So I was always focused on soccer, and then it kind of just didn't obviously go my way. I mean, I trained a lot, but I never was able to perform on the field because my mind, like I was always just like in my head, like. But like nowadays, like I'll ball out because I don't even care. But it's like, and I got clips. So if anybody's trying me out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm
tell them.
you know what I'm saying?
Tell them.
But I mean, yeah, soccer was my original goal, dream, and then that didn't really work out as the way I wanted to. Then I came to college, and then I told my parents I'll do pre-med if I don't work out as a soccer player, and they always knew I wasn't going to, so they were like, all right. And then I went to college, was doing pre-med for a first semester, and I wasn't paying attention to school, and I was just messing around because I was doing college stuff, and then I was just like very depressed. I didn't know what I was going to do, and then the video came around, and then I started doing content, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. The biggest thing for me is like with soccer, though, I realized when I look back on it, it's like I really enjoyed the entertainment aspect of everything. Like walking down the tunnel, like camera on you, like the celebration of the goal. Like that was my main thing that I was like in love with. So like, and I've always been a funny guy in a friend group or whatever. I mean, not the funniest, but I was always entertaining everybody that I'm around, family, friends, all that. So when I was doing this stuff and like entertainment just became clear to me. And in the beginning, obviously my parents were just kind of like, all right, like they weren't really taking it that serious.
Yeah.
And I didn't even take it I didn't even think about it like that for real. Like, I was just doing pranks and doing stuff, and then a little bit of skits here and there. And then and then I changed my major to in business because like it would be better for me because I'm a more people person. And then like, but it started being clear to me more. This is what I wanted to do. So, and I just wanted to make sure I wanted to find a way that school fit into what I was trying to do. So I chose financial planning as the major, and then. Because I like, you know, eventually if the finances do come around, it would be nice to know like what to do with your finances personally.
Period.
So yeah, I chose that as in my major, and then after that, it was still like it's very clear to me though I don't want to have a job. I mean, like I want to have, obviously this is more of a job than a lot of jobs, but I'm saying like I don't want to be in the workforce. I don't want to work for somebody. I want to do this. Like I want to like be free range. I want to do entertainment. I want to go into this. And, like, I remember I was sitting, it was, like, Thanksgiving. No, it wasn't Thanksgiving something. I was sitting down. Family sat me down. Everybody was at the table. Yeah, it was one of them. And I took video of it, too, because I was like, oh, this is going to be
Sat you down and said what?
Huh?
Sat you down to do what?
Oh, no, they just sat me down and be like, what the hell are you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right. Fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's funny because I don't care because I'm confident in my ability in the way of, like, saying, like, I'm confident in my ability and my work ethic to where it's like if it doesn't happen, I'll just die. So it's like, you know, like that's my mindset. It's like, this is what I'm doing with my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna work towards it, and I'm gonna keep working until I get it. And if it doesn't happen, then like whatever. I mean, but I did that. I wouldn't want to work and do a job and do all that because I wouldn't be happy. Like I'd rather be on the streets, like doing, like I would rather be working, you know what I'm saying, like Uber or like doing that for the rest of my life or something, like if this doesn't work out. Because it's like, that's not where my happiness would lie. Like if I'm making a steady income every year and like it's very, like, and my thing is I don't, like a lot of people try to talk down on that type of stuff, and it's not like that's not a bad thing. Like it's just my personal, like what I want to do with my life. Like I feel like I was put on this earth to do some crazy, like to do some cool like stuff. You know what I mean? Because when I reflect on a lot of things, I'm like, God gave everybody a gift, and it's like if you can cultivate that gift and work really hard at it, you can do what you want to do within that field. That's how I look at it. And it's like a lot of people though, they ignore their gifts and just do whatever they can to just reach a certain threshold of just stability. But it's like for me, it's like I've always been a risk taker, so it's like I don't care. Like stability, I don't care. It's like I'm either going big or going home. Like that's how I always do everything. So when it came to what I'm trying to do in my life, like, and especially because you only get one chance at life. It's not like you die and then you're reborn. It's like, oh, let me try again. And it's like life is very short. Like it's like all the cliches, but the cliches are right though. It is
100%.
Yeah.
You better tell them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's right. I mean, I'm only 20 years old, but it's like I always see, like I worked valet for a little bit, and there'd be like 40-year-olds working with me and stuff, and it's like, don't get me wrong, if I was 40-year-old and like and I took the biggest risk of my life, which is this, and it didn't work out, yeah, I'd be working valet, whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, those people people, I don't want to be stuck in that and doing that for the rest of my life, or just doing that type of stuff. Like, and so it's like that's my biggest thing, like for me personally. But don't get me wrong though, like people, as I said before, they try to act like that those like paths are wrong, but it's not though. Like if that's something, like if you want to be a doctor, you want to save people's lives, you want to be a lawyer, you want to do this, those are more than very commendable career choices. And it's like if that's where your happiness lies, do it. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is where your happiness lies, do it. A lot of people say don't follow your happiness, follow stability, but it's like no, because it's like, what is stability gonna do for me if I'm depressed, coming home every day doing the same thing? Like, you know what I mean?
So you believe like success is subjective?
Success is subjective, yeah. I feel like success is where you are the happiest, and because it doesn't like there's a lot of people who don't make a lot of money but are happy, and that's success right there. They're successful in their life.
Heart is full. Yeah. They might not be making the income that the next person might, but
exactly, voice of reason right there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, that's what it is. Success is where you're happy. And I be having discussions with some of my pessimistic friends about this type of stuff, and it's like, I mean, I don't even understand where pessimistic ideals come from, because it's like, why look at life half glass empty or whatever the thing is? Yeah. Like, I don't even understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, bro, it's a sunny day outside every day, even if it's raining. That's my whole objective of life. Like, you know, it's just like, I never understand what's the point of focusing on negatives, like, or focusing on what. Like, I see people in college all the time just doing the classes, and like they're doing the stuff that they think that this is what they're gonna want to do. But it's like, man, take a second and really reevaluate what you want to do with your life and where you find your happiness. Because it's like, if you really work hard, you can do it. It's not. This isn't a life, like, because like traveling back home to Ethiopia and everything. Like, you see, like, life could have been like I traveled. You know what I mean? I traveled back home freshman year. And I did vlogs on it, and then freshman year summer, and I went back home for like 2 weeks, which is not that much. People would probably clown me for it, but I'm not
that's long enough. For Ethiopia, that's long.
Girl,
me,
that's
like
2 weeks is not
2 weeks
enough.
I mean, it's
16
not.
flight, you gotta be there for a month.
Yeah.
No, 2 weeks is long for me too. I'm not gonna lie.
Girl,
No,
I'm
that's
gonna
real,
cut your
though.
mic in just a second. Go ahead.
No, that's real though. Because it's like, you know, you don't even get adjusted with the sleeping stuff for like 4 days, 5 days.
It's a minimum 4 weeks. Like,
I get that, but it's just the change. It's a lot for me.
That's not enough.
Voice of reason again.
That's not a reason.
Shit.
Please don't listen.
She
to
also
that.
hasn't went back in Ethiopia in probably 25 years, so you don't know what it.
You. Anyways, go back.
Regardless,
I don't know. Yeah.
Regardless, doesn't matter.
On her ass. Nah, but on some serious shit though, 2 weeks was enough for me at that point, because I had to get back into content. But honestly, it turned out amazing though, because that was my first time I did like those vlogs, and like one of the vlogs hit 25,000 views, and the other one hit like, they were all hitting good numbers, so it was cool.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
So you're also on YouTube.
Yeah, that was when I was like sophomore year, when I was like doing it heavily. like I mentioned.
But are you focusing on our IG right now for the most part?
Instagram for sure. That's my main focus now. It's just to, like,
Because your numbers are
well,
crazy.
I appreciate that, but it's like, I don't know. Thank you.
No, but
I'm like
really.
my biggest critic, so I don't even like. For me, I don't even look at views or anything like that. I look at my quality of content. Like if it makes me laugh, and if it makes the friends of mine that are hard to laugh, yeah, that's a good.
Oh yeah, when you get that one friend who like doesn't laugh at
that
anything.
don't be laughing, and I have like 5 of those. So it's like
that's
like,
you have 5 of those friends that are like they'll keep it real with you. Like this is just
like
not
10,
funny.
Maybe like 10 of those friends. Like I got friends like, man, it's hard to make them laugh. I mean, I make them laugh in conversations, but it's like making a video, making them laugh from the video.
Yeah.
Because I always show them before I post it. I see where they laugh, and I try to make those laughing things a little closer to the beginning of the video because the audience is going to mess with it more. Sometimes I don't do it because I'll be lazy, and I'm like, I'm just going to post it. But usually audience, they respond well to it.
Yeah. Now, with your content, how do you come, because the different scenarios that you put out in like one day is all very different. So how do you come up with different scenarios and stuff? Is it like
life?
Just relatable stuff?
Yeah, it's just from my life. Like I just look into my life and I'm like, what did I see today that was funny? And then I'm like, that could be a skit. Then I'm like, how could this be a skit? What do we do? And I'm like, okay, like for example, I'll give a scenario.
Yeah.
Downstairs, right before I came up here, at the elevator, there was 4 DoorDash people with no, like they were trying to get into the elevator and they didn't have any like key thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the girl was like, oh, you need the key thing? Because a person who lives here came down and she was like, oh, you need the key thing? And she was doing it for them. So it's like, it wouldn't be funny, but I'm saying like, okay, from that scenario, I can make skit where it's like, when you're the only person that has the house key or something, and then it's like you leave the elevator and another DoorDash person comes in, and then 5 DoorDash people come in, and it's like 10. It's like, what the hell, y'all?
That actually,
like,
that happened to me on my way up too. It was me and 4 other DoorDash people.
That's why I had to come down and get you. Yeah. You're like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I just want to help one person out, and you get
That's what I'm saying. When you start helping, it's like you just look at life. I just look at my life scenarios, and then I think about it like that, and then I write it down in my notes every time I think of some funny stuff, and then I write down, and I'm like, all right, let's film.
Okay. Now, on that topic of like planning, there's one video, and I just was curious how you had Kendall Jenner in your viral video.
Dude, that was funny.
How did you plan that? We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
How did you plan that?
I ain't even plan it. I mean, I did plan it, but I didn't. I mean, okay, so what happened was, so I know one of the, I'm good friends with like, so the biggest bar in Athens, like obviously Athens locals wouldn't be like, oh, this is like my favorite bar or whatever, but it's like probably the biggest bar if you go down there, and it's called 1785 Athens, and it's a really cool place. Shout out to them. And I know the owner. His name's J-Rod. And he's a really cool guy. He's kind of started becoming like low-key like my mentor, like on different things. Like he's like on comedy and different stuff like that. And he's just a really cool guy. And their club is lit. Like I feel like for Athens locals, like, or people that have been at the school for hella long, like after a while it's like, okay, because it's like that's the main club, so lots of different people come from different places, and it's like a club, so it's like, you know, like it's like, I don't know, but either way, it's like it's a really nice time. And supposedly there was rumors that Kendall Jenner was gonna be in Athens, and I was like, what the hell are people talking about? Kendall Jenner coming to fucking butt fuck Athens?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, I don't even see that being a thing. And then I texted him. And I was like, yo, is Kendall Jenner actually coming? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, how did the fuck you pull that off? He's like, oh, because I'm him.
But was that like people didn't really, it wasn't confirmed. He just told you.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't confirmed. It was just rumors around. And then I texted him, and then it was confirmed. And it was because she's
Promoting.
smart. She's promoting her alcohol to college star in the town.
Yeah.
She's smart. But anyway, so then I'm like, bro, I got to get a video with her. And he's like, I'm going to try. You can try your best. I'm her personal security, so I'm not going to be able to help you for real. But you can try your best to do it. And I'm like, okay. And the first video I wanted to do was gonna be like, oh, when you see like a fine ass girl in person and then you freeze up. If I had any time with her on a 1-on-1,
you would have done that. Okay.
That would have been a banger. But it was not gonna happen because she was in and out as quick as possible. So I was like, okay, how am I gonna be able to get Kendall Jenner in a video? And then I was like, I have a series nowadays where it's not like a series, but I've done multiple videos on like that one guy's never impressed. And I was like, okay, we should go with that.
That's genius.
And then I was like, where is she going to be at, though? I was trying to figure out the bars. And then it was looking very slow because people were telling me she already left and all this stuff. So I was like, I wasn't even going to do it. then my other friend, he was like, I gotta see Kendall Jenner in person. So his hypeness kind of got me back
Got
to
you
hype.
up.
And I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go. So we just went, and we were following where the people, all these white girls were headed, because they're freaking.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
That's so real. Just follow the.
I don't even know.
Follow the crowd.
I don't even know what they see though. Like, it's not like she's like not to, like Kardashian's cool. They did what they did. Elite fucking business people in the way of like selling themselves.
Yeah, they market themselves really well.
Yeah,
really
but
well.
it's like they don't do anything. They have no.
There's no
talent.
actual
So
talent.
It's like, why are you? I don't get the fandom though, because it's like, what do you see in her that makes you want to?
Yeah.
It's like, if
But
it's
you're not the
looking-
target audience.
That's true, but
So
even if you were the target audience, what does Kendall Jenner do that makes you happy?
Hey, we don't. Okay.
I mean, not
True, I
I'm just asking. Like, it's a genuine question. Like, LeBron James plays basketball really well, so that is what makes him.
But that's always been the argument, is that they're famous for not having talent. I disagree, but that's just me.
What do you think?
Business.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
talent.
impressed with.
No, that's talent, of course. But I'm saying though, it's like for these white girls that are running around, they're not looking at them as the greatest business people in the world.
Yeah.
No,
They're just
they're
like,
not.
let
They're
me get
just like it's
photos.
Kendall Jenner, but it's like I guess it's just fame.
It's
shit.
just the popularity.
Yeah.
But
popularity
I
of
do
it.
want to circle back to your content. It's remarkable that you try to get this one type of video and then it didn't work out, and then you had to pivot right then and there, because the video that came out was still viral and funny. Mary, I'll show you later. That's pretty impressive, because some people just be like, oh shit, I didn't get it, like whatever. But it's like, no, like shit never happened, so figure it out. You know what I mean? Because she's only there for that 2 seconds, and for you to get it, I thought it was another girl. I was like, wait, is that who I think it is? I was like, that was impressive. Yeah. So leverage that. Why the F not? And you got the views. Yeah.
She was. Yeah, because she was. And then because we were walking around trying to find it, and then we just seen a bunch of back Escalades, and we're like, oh yeah, she definitely pulling up through here. And I'm like, get ready. And I'm like,
That's literally us at like a DC show.
Yeah, and he records it, and I'm like, man, she not even that bad for real. And then the Caitlyn Jenner line.
It was so funny. I have to show you. It was so good.
Yeah. It was like a perfect timing type of thing.
Do you follow around with you said your roommate is your cameraman? Do you?
Yeah,
He's your guy for everything.
Yeah, him and two of my other friends from back home, Musa and Lulu. And Musa's starting to do his own content finally. The thing is, like, these guys, bro, like, back when I was starting, I'm like, bro, the amount of times I've tried to get all my friends to start at the same time as I was starting and do the shit that I'm doing, and niggas was just bullshitting. And then now
I'm talking to her right there.
I know myself. I'm just not into
No, you're right. You're friends. You're friends. So
But my
she
friends are
has
into
really quickly. She went to VCU, which is like everyone Habesha goes to VCU basically. Not everyone, but a good amount. Yeah. And she has like 6 or 7 of her friends who are all baddies and are similar into makeup, shopping, all these things. I was like, you guys have what he's doing right now. What you're doing right now is you have to stay in school, right? You might not want to, but you have to use that as your effing playground for right now. You know what I mean? Like the library set, the scooter, whatever it is. Because the new wave of billionaires is content creators, and get on this wave before it's too late.
And Ruth and Futta got it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. No. I now understand what
the wave is billionaires. Is real
for sure. Yeah.
They're
For sure.
it.
For
Where
sure.
my money at, bro?
Yeah.
On that topic though, like when you get up there, we'll get there. Who is someone that you like content creator wise? Who are you watching?
Drewski.
Who are you?
What
did I say?
She literally said,
I said you're
gonna
gonna be the next. You're like the Ethiopian Drewski. I swear
That's
to
honestly
God.
that's like the biggest, like, bro.
From your
like,
content.
I'll cry if that becomes like the actual
will.
thing. Like,
It
and
will.
I become the next Ethiopian Juicy, that would be the
It
freaking.
He came to VCU, and like one of my friends did like a little skit. It wasn't a skit, but you know his tour, right? What was it? What would you? What was it called?
Would have been.
Yeah.
Tour.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But you could do the audition thing where you could be part of his skit. Did you try that?
No, because I don't know. In my opinion,
You want to do your own thing?
In my opinion, it's like, okay. Yeah, because people told me go to Atlanta. And I'm like, no, because I got to think about it. Like, I want to be Goopie. And I want to be up there next to the nigga. I'm not trying to be. Like, and then also it's like these people that are going to auditions are just not weirdos, but they're people that are acting weird for the views and they're just trying to get famous. And it's like, yeah, some people who have characters that they play online went on there to promote their shit, and that's cool. That's good marketing because you have a character and your character's like a joke thing. So it's like go on there and make a joke. But for me, I am in essence trying to do what Drewski's doing. and what Desi Banks is doing and what Ben Don is doing.
Damn,
Those are my people. Those are my people that I
ones.
really like. Those are like my
really
online mentors that I really look up to because they're the funniest people, man. And it's like I'm trying to do that, so it's like I'm not gonna go up there and then make a fool of myself, and then like I kind of get boxed into this thing, which like it's cool. I could have maybe went up there with my Jeffrey impersonation, but at the end of the day, Jeffrey impersonation came from watching Juicy's frat stuff, so it's like it's not. I'm not. It didn't make sense to me. Like after going through all the pros and cons, so
you've thought it through.
I feel that.
I mean, for like a second, but I was not gonna do it because I'm like I'm not about to go there and have Juicy be freaking his little character and be dickhead to me, like, because I like doing that to people, and I'm trying to do that. So it's like it didn't really make sense.
So they're laughing at you, not with you. You know?
I mean, no. Because as a comedian, laugh is laugh. So laugh at me, laugh with me. I don't care.
You still need the jokes, okay?
Yeah, but it's like with Juice. I'm saying like the people. I don't know. Like it's just I don't know. It didn't fit
your
for
brand
my
and what
brand of what I'm trying to do. If I went on there and I was like doing. And I wouldn't even know what I would do. Like, I'm going to go there, what? Freaking, freestyle. Like, it didn't make sense.
Yeah. Desi Banks is also another really good one.
Best.
Out of the social media, is there any comedians?
Yeah.
That
comedians, like stand-up comedians?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. Gabriel Iglesias, I love him.
That's OG.
That's OG. Dave Chappelle, of course, the greatest of all time.
Thank you. I was waiting for
Cat
that.
Williams, recently I've been watching a little bit. But
everybody's been watching
one thing about Cat Williams, though, Cat Williams, though, like, nowadays, he's funny as hell. I mean, he's a genius at what he does.
Yeah.
Back then, though, his back then stuff, though, is, like, incredible. Like, I don't know. Like, he's different. Like, I love his
That's
energy.
what people say about Eddie Murphy,
and
too.
Then, I need to watch a little bit more of Eddie Murphy. I hasn't watched him. I love Rodney Dangerfield. The guy who says no respect.
Yeah.
I think my whole thing with stand up is I'm trying to get cleaner and stop cursing as much and like try to learn more about
really?
Yeah, learn more about the English language so that I can like start manipulating words to like really like do great jokes.
Why did you choose to not curse?
I mean, I'm still going to curse, but I feel like curse words are like funny in themselves. So it's like if you bring them in at the right time, it can make the joke that much funnier. But if you're cursing the whole time in the beginning, it just dilutes it, you know what I mean? Like if I'm saying fuck shit hella times, then when it's funny to say fucking shit, it's not gonna hit the same. If I find other words, like if I'm like, and then I told him fuck you, but if I'm saying fuck earlier before that, then the fuck you doesn't hit as hard.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you want to be strategic?
Yeah, just like really fluid with it, but it comes with a lot of time. I mean, stand up is just time and practice. I mean, I just
is that where you
want to
go?
Stand up?
Yeah. Like that's what you actually want to do. Yep. At one point, stop with the skits and do stand up comedian.
No. I want to continue doing everything at the same time because it's possible. I want to do, but I want to be. Yeah, I started stand up now. Stand up, skits, directing, whatever. Like I have a lot of goals. Dreams,
and you just said you're a hosting gig, correct?
Yeah.
How was that?
Too. It was amazing. It was my first time.
Do you with hosting? Are you hired as far as like be this character, or are you just yourself and you're just like being witty? Like how's that work? Because I feel like that's
the thing about me. Every person that ever meets me in real life, or every person that's ever known me and sees my videos, are like, you're literally just being yourself. And then that's the funniest thing because all my characters are head asses and I'm a head ass type of dude. Because I'm just like, that's just the most funniest thing to me in the world is being a head ass.
Yeah.
Trolling as a head ass. I think it's funny because I think people take life so serious, and life is such a bullshit. It throws so much bullshit at you that if you take it serious, you're gonna be knocked down so much. So in my opinion, life is the funniest thing ever. And so I obviously, and people always like, this is my problem with being a comedian, and being myself, is like people try me and act like I'm not mature or I'm not this or I'm not that or I'm not grown. But it's like, dog, I'm more grown and mature than you because I've been able to evolve after the fact that I realized life is not as serious as it is. And once you realize that, you can really command it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And make it your own. And that's what I do. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Like at a party, like with my friends, they're like 6'2", 6'3", light-skinned, dark-skinned ass niggas. And they'll be pulling up to the party, talking about some job, posted up on the wall, doing this hand movement shit. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like bopping their head to the song that is literally their favorite song in the whole world, but they don't care. They're just
too cool, yeah.
They're hitting that shit, and then they just waiting for the hoes to come through and talk to them. And I'm just like, bro, like it ain't that serious. Like for me, it's like like, yeah, I'll maybe do that a little bit in the beginning just to feel the environment. But for me, if I'm in the zone, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, if there's like, I'm not gonna go up in the dance circle and dance because nah. But if like,
that's where you draw the line.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not about to go.
But
up
you could
in
be
there,
yourself. Like,
start hitting, nah. But I'm gonna do it in front of my friends to annoy them, and I'm gonna go, and I just be trolling, like I just be fucking with them because it's like, bro, it's like, and I'll just be like this, like. I just be like, I watched the Bob Marley movie recently, man, and that shit changed my life for real. Because I love, like, I just fuck with the vibes of life now, like for real.
And that movie changed you?
Yeah, it was tough. It was real tough. It was real tough. And like, I remember I went to a party recently, and like, they was doing their thing, and I'm just like, and he's looking at me, and I'm just like doing this shit, and I'm just like, I'm just vibing because. Like,
and
it
they look at you
matter.
mad, like, why are you having this
much
fun?
They be looking at me like, this nigga goofy as fuck. Like,
you're right.
You lame as hell. But it's like,
serious.
It's for me, it's like, great, yeah. Because I just like making myself laugh, and that shit is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing. But people want to take it in different ways, and like immaturity, this and that. And I'm like, buddy, like, no, it's not how it goes. Like, that's not how life, like, I don't think that's how life be working. But if that's what immaturity is, then I guess I'm immature for real. But I feel like maturity stems from, like, your understanding of others and your understanding of being able to empathize and sympathize with with what's going on around you and with your people and where your values lie, you know, like on who you are really showing your attention to, what's your like work ethic, what are these things that are actually going to success and what and like being a good person. That's, I feel like, where maturity lies. I feel like people take maturity nowadays as to being like, oh, like who doesn't talk the most or who keeps
speaking
to themselves
facts
or show that they care or whatever, and it's like it's 100%. Not that deep.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
But it's like it's not that deep.
Do you ever feel like, because with comedians, I feel like you have to not portray a certain act, but like, do people expect you to be funny the second you meet them? Like, do you have that pressure of like, they see you as an online like funny, like the skits, all that?
That's
so
what I'm trying to say. Like, because of the fact that I'm myself in all my videos for the most part, it's like when they meet me, I'm just myself. So they just laugh because people always say it's like, oh, your voice is actually like that. It's like, oh, no way. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, like that's a crazy way.
It's funny. Nah, it's funny though because my voice is so much inflection. Like and it's very much coded in white people because of where
you grew up.
Yeah.
Not even growing up, but because I do skits and I do the white people voice a lot, so it's kind of filtered into my own voice, and it's like also my character voice. Because I love doing like or like all right, and then or like stuff, just little like
slogans,
mannerisms that I do that are funny as fuck to me, and it always breaks the silence in any awkward situation. Because awkward situations follow me around the most nowadays, especially.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the DoorDash thing you just said downstairs.
But I feel like
not even that. I'm talking about just when people talk to me, like it's just always awkward. And
but I feel like it's awkward to me. I've always said this to you is if you make it like in your head, like let's say right now we could be speaking about something. Someone else could find that awkward, but I won't. You know, it's just.
I mean, awkward is definitely in your head, but I'm saying it don't matter though. Like you can tell what an awkward situation is when it's awkward, you know. And it's just kind of like, but I've kind of gotten to the point now. Almost every situation be awkward because random people come up to me all the time, and they just like stand there and smile, and then I'm like, hey, yeah. And then but now I'm so good at escaping awkward situations now because of my mannerisms. But now it's like it's become into my conversation a lot. And then anyways, but that's why people be like, oh, is that your voice? And then like I'm just the same person.
Such a crazy thing to say.
So it's cool though.
It's like, is that your real face or what? Like, well, what do you mean? Yeah, that's
I guess these are questions people have. Yeah,
like,
but
that's true. Have you ever gotten any weird encounters, comments like that or anything like that? Where you're like, that's a strange thing that you turned into a TikTok or even a video or anything like that, where people have just been like wild. When they recognize you?
Not yet.
I mean,
that's the thing. Yesterday, some dude was trolling. He was talking about he has a poster of me in his room.
Poster?
Okay, that's the one thing. People like to troll.
Concerned.
People be trolling a lot. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't troll me because I'm untrollable. Like, because I literally will not take you serious or I will troll you back. So it's like, you can't troll me. And people try to troll me and I'm like, you're pathetic. Stop trolling. Like, stop trying to troll me. Like, they'll say stuff like that. So I have a picture and I'll be
was
like.
he trying to troll you?
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny though because people who be trying to troll me are fans, or not fans, like people who support my stuff, and then they try to be funny and say some shit that they're just trying to. I don't know what they're trying to do in the instance.
Trying to make you like laugh with them.
I don't know. Maybe make their friends have. In the beginning, when I wasn't really doing stuff, but I was making videos.
Yeah.
people would come up to and like and not people like people that I know of would be like, "Oh, can I get a picture with you?" As some troll shit. And I'd always feel awkward in situations, but nowadays though, if a nigga does that shit, troll me, I'm like, yeah, let's get a picture. Oh, you want to be serious? Oh, that's your fault. Like the fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, I have nothing. Like I have nothing that no negativity can really get to me. Only sometimes. Just because hate be coming nowadays for sure.
Yeah. What do you?
Oh yeah, how do you
feel
handle
about
that? That's the reality of it. And the bigger you get, the worse it's gonna get.
I don't even
Read
know.
all your comments.
Comments aren't what I'm talking about. Comments are funny to me. It can be hate comments. It can be anything. I don't give a fuck because you're commenting online on my video that I posted,
and it's gonna get more engagement.
In your, I mean, yeah, the engagement and stuff. But it's like you're also
That's
just
what
like
I care about.
But what
you're
are you
also
doing
just
right now?
commenting. You're not saying anything to my. You're not a real person. Any comments aren't real.
It's a bot.
To me.
Well, the internet's not real. That's what you're saying. Like
Yeah,
we're all
I mean,
we're
people
posting and stuff, but
a lot of
that's
people
not a
aren't
real
real.
place.
Because people won't act like that in person. Like even if they comment, because I remember one time some dude was commenting saying my content wasn't funny. This is back when I was doing little pranks and things around. He was like, this is like it's not funny, blah blah, all this stuff. Then I seen the dude on campus and I went up to him. I said, "What's up, brother?" And then he was like, "Do you want a fry?" He had like some French fries and he's like, and he offered me a fry. I'm like, "Nigga, you offered me a fry like you didn't just fucking tell me my shit wasn't good and all that." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm good. You have a good day, nigga." And then I walked away because I'm like, but these motherfuckers don't keep the same energy, so it's not real. So I never pitch into comments.
So what type of hate are you talking about?
I'm talking about real life hate, like people just like
haters within your circle, not within your circle, but people.
My circle's very tight, so but it's like it's just like people like they just talk like I feel like when you want to do something different with your life that's out there, like and
talk about it. Yeah,
people don't wanna like okay
show support or show love.
Nah. So it's like okay, I feel like as I touched upon before, like when you're taking a risk with your life and you're doing some stuff with your life and you're breaking like
stereotype.
Like me being a comedian or you trying to be a comedian or an artist or anything is one of these things that a lot of people don't think is possible because, and this is my biggest quote that I made. I don't know if I made it up, but I say it and I coin it as mine. It's like, you say it's unrealistic, but I'm not living in your reality because I dated this girl one time and her whole process is like about how everything I'm trying to do is unrealistic and realistic is blah, blah, blah and all this shit. And I'm like, it doesn't even make sense because it's not realistic in your eyes and your mind and everything. But what I'm seeing is it looks like I could probably do this shit and I'm going to keep working. So it's like everybody's reality and perspective is so different. And so when people see you trying to do something and just doing something with your life, people don't like that because they're like, why is this man trying to do something with his life? Like, why? And then especially if you get views and if you start doing good, it just brings even more negativity towards you. Like people at my school, like people at my school, I've just heard around. Like I just be hearing things around the town, you know. Like and this came recently.
Call them out.
Yeah, no.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Miriam,
I'm kidding.
Not the voice of reason. I wouldn't call. My thing is calling people out and everything for me is just it's childish because I don't care. It's just something I touch up on for people that ever like get into content or want to experience it. Because it's like crazy though. You'll just like people will just be like, oh, like they'll just say like weird, crazy things. Like just say weird things. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like they'll just be like to one of my friends. Somebody would be like, oh, you're still friends with that Goop guy? It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, I can't have friends because I'm doing like, and it's like, or people call my shit corny, or they'll call it like whatever they want. But it's like one thing about comedy is comedy itself. You're trying to make somebody laugh. Anytime you try to make somebody laugh, it's gonna come off in a corny manner because you're trying to make somebody laugh. And if it's a good joke and they laugh, it's great. But if they don't, then it's like, this motherfucker trying to be funny, corny, cringe, whatever. But it's like, it's a fine line, and that's what comedy is. You just find your lane and you get good at it, and then eventually you'll be able to make more people laugh, which is cool. But it's like, it's funny. Okay, this is actually crazy. Yesterday when I was doing stuff, they were having hella technical difficulties during the show, and so I just had to go on the stage and kind of hold it down. Yeah. And I didn't have any, like, I couldn't say any of my jokes, my actual jokes, because like most of them are inappropriate in the way that I can't say it in front of these people like
in a school.
At a benefit dinner and stuff. And that's another thing. I mean, you have to have clean material and non-clean material and like certain material for certain crowds. That comes over time. And I mean, I just started a month ago, but I had premises that I thought were just funny, so I'll just say them on the crowd. And I was saying a couple jokes here and there, and it was cool. People were laughing here and there, whatever. Like I said something about my professor, my grandfather passed away recently. And then, yeah, appreciate it. And then I told my professor I probably won't be able to come to class, and he said, "Understand, send the obituary." And I was like, "What the hell? Send the obituary?"
That's a real.
like, yeah. He said send the obituary, and I'm like, the fuck. He's like, this guy want to invite to the funeral, and then that was the joke, and then you guys can laugh. Nah,
See?
I'm like, do you want a
Yeah.
hug?
Nah, it's okay.
She's gonna start crying.
Kid,
like
nah.
what?
Nah, it's okay. And then he said that though.
Is that
and
a
then,
real? He actually said,
Yeah, no, he did. And then I was just kind of like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really go to his class that much, but I'm like, you can't really question me on if my grandfather passed away. And then I was making that joke, and then I made another joke about how some people think I'm full of myself, some people think I have a big ego, but really I just have a big forehead because I'm Ethiopian or something like that.
yeah.
And
We've seen
then-
that.
We all feel attacked.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm joking.
no, and then this is funny. I was making it. I just was like, because I had to hold it down for a minute, and I was talking about how, if you're Habesha or whatever, don't go to your uncle as a mechanic because your car's gonna be messed up. And then I couldn't do a Habesha accent on the spot because I couldn't do it, and I was like, oh man, it was silence, and I was like, foreheads, am I right? And then
They got people going.
I
Just
just
to
went
save
back
it.
to the forehead, save it, and it was good though. But
Foreheads, am I right? Is the title of this episode.
Yeah,
yeah,
imagine
and then, no,
awkward.
for real, this is the realest thing. And then I remember though, my friend was in the crowd who was filming for me, and then some girl told him, she was like, or some girl was talking out loud and was like, "Oh, I don't really find him funny." And then she was laughing though, but he was like, "Oh, you really don't find him funny?" And then she was like, "No, I mean his laugh makes me laugh, but his jokes aren't funny." Which those weren't really my jokes, but and then a girl next to him was saying I was funny, and that goes back to what I'm saying about comedy. It's like like literally, like there's people that don't think Dave Chappelle's funny, but there's people that think Kevin Hart's funny. Like, and these are the greatest people that have ever done comedy. So it's like comedy is so subjective. You're not gonna make everybody happy, so don't worry about it. And that's the biggest thing I always like getting over hate or doing anything with it. It's just like, yeah, I'm not here to make you happy. I'm here to make me laugh and make the people that want to watch my shit laugh. So that's basically the way that I always try to get over the hate, but. Sometimes it doesn't get to me, but it gets to my thought process.
Yeah.
It gets to my thought process because I'm like, why? It's not logical for why you hate on me. So it's like I hate illogical things because it's like you're an idiot. So stop talking.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So, okay, question. So, on that kind of topic where we always talk about like our cultures and stuff. So, did you talked a little bit about your family, but do they also do they like your content? Do they
That's what
engage with it as well? Like I know that you were kind of touching on that as
yeah.
well.
Oh yeah. So like during that sit down dinner, they was questioning what I'm trying to do, and I told them proudly like this is what I'm trying to do in my life, and they want me, and then everybody's just saying like, hey, finish school and do whatever you want to do. Because I feel like their fear was I would get to a point where I wanted to drop out. And when I went to Ethiopia on that trip, I realized how important it was to stay in school and get my degree, because it's like, by a flip of a coin, I could have been in Ethiopia and been born there and had to do all that. And it's crazy life over there. So I'm like, I'm going to finish school because it's an opportunity and it's still a blessing that I'm in here and I'm doing it. And a lot of people would kill to be in my position. So I'm going to finish school and I'm going to do what I need to do. But what I want to do with my life is not this. And that's what it is. Because as I said before, when I went before the podcast started, like, if I were to drop out right now, because school's very difficult for me, like, because it's like I don't want to do it, and like I don't even want to go to class or do anything, but I just be doing the bare minimum just so I could pass my classes for real. That's what I'd be doing now. But because if I were to drop out and I was do YouTube and Twitch and do what I need to do, then it's like I would get to where I want to go at the time I'd probably graduate, maybe give or take 1-2 years. But I gotta wait another year to graduate, which is still cool because I'm just gonna keep building up my platforms so it still works for me. And then right after I graduate, the plan is to go to Atlanta and then be with my two boys from back home, like two funniest dudes. We make the best videos together. So be with them and then just create content, do YouTube, and like just push it, keep going. But with family, it's like after a while though, like they just couldn't ignore my progress. And so it just came to a point where it was like, all right, because I remember
That changed their mind?
Yeah.
Like once they saw your stats?
Yeah, they started seeing, stats, less than the stats, honestly. It's more like in the community, like I'm making a little impact. I feel like a good amount, or just like a decent.
Good for
whatever.
you, yeah.
And I remember I was sitting in Athens. My dad came down. We went out for dinner, and then the waitress who was waiting us, she said to him, she said to me, she was like, one of the waiters here really enjoys your videos. She was wondering if you could get a picture. And I was in front of my dad, and that was also the first time anybody asked for a picture.
No way.
So he's probably like...
Yeah, and so he's seen that. And then after that, like, his family, friends from, like, Dallas, Texas or whatever, like, they like supposedly their kids are big fans of mine, and they always talk about me over there. And like, and then like it was funny because they were like their dad was like, oh, I know his dad or whatever, and like they couldn't believe it. And then like even like from Ethiopia, there's a lot of love. And then
You got love in Ethiopia too?
yeah, like yeah.
When you went back, did you see like
no, not when I went back, but nowadays.
seeing now?
Yeah, nowadays I get a lot of stuff from Ethiopia DMs.
That's
and
nice.
then like one time my dad was parking his car at valet, and then the guy was like, "Wait a second, are you this guy's dad?" And then he was like,
You recognize your dad?
"Yeah," and he was like, "Oh, no way." Like whatever, something.
What a trip.
And then now, and then like, it's just stuff like that. It just started getting too like, you know, like, okay, like you see what's going on. And so it's like, they just want me to finish school and then do what I want to do with my life. They don't care after that. They just want me to finish school, which is cool. And I'm gonna finish it. But now they support, my sister supports for sure. My sister support. I mean, it took them a little bit too.
Yeah, it takes them a moment.
Yeah.
Especially
They
when
just
they
have
have
to
different
see
passions,
that you
yeah.
have progress.
Yeah, I mean,
stuff
at the
for
end of the day,
sure.
that stuff is just all support at the end of the day because they just want you to be successful even when they're down.
Oh, it's all love. It
Yeah.
is all love.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So after graduation, what are your plans? You said you're gonna get tight with your homies and really do the whole
Yeah.
like
so,
what, move in together and do a content house
yeah,
or
that's my goal, is to move,
Okay.
move in with them and just creating content every day, doing YouTube stuff, and like maybe starting up my Twitch, and then like doing stand up in Atlanta, maybe driving back to Athens doing stand up, and then just doing that and seeing where it takes me for real. And then where money comes in, I don't even know, to be honest.
it'll come.
I'll figure it
God's
out.
got you.
I'll
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
it
yeah.
out.
You mentioned it earlier where like we talk a lot about everyone's purpose and stuff, and how like really, how do you really, like, I can't explain why I want to do this. It just, that's in my heart to do that. So the only logical place where it came from is from God for me. You know what I mean? Like, you have a talent or a purpose. So for you to get into medicine or whatever does not make sense, right? Because you're wasting your talent and your, like,
Ability.
God created you for a specific reason. So follow that. And I do feel like the reason why I started this podcast is because I want to encourage people, like, it's great to get into medicine things. Like, we need those people, right? For the world to go around. But like, the world needs you to be a comedian more than anything else. And I'm glad that you found that not everybody does. So I'm hopeful that someone could listen and hear your words and get inspired to like not do the thing that our parents want us to do. Because we all fall into that for a certain point, and then you're miserable or you're depressed or whatever. And it's just, life is too short for that. Like, really, like, I want to have a fun life. I want to do, yeah. So congrats on at this very young age that you figure that out. No joke. It really
There's a
is
lot
no
of
joke.
self-awareness.
Yeah. Like, you get there when you get there, but I just think the younger you get there, the better.
Of course.
So congrats on that. More than anything, congrats on the mentality that you have, more than your comedy or whatever, because that's what's going to take you far, more than even your talent. Yeah. So
Thank you.
congrats on that. Seriously.
You guys gonna make me cry. Shit, fuck.
But no, she's right.
It's
I feel
like knowing what he is. It's like, I don't take anything seriously. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's real.
wait, but
that's
do you want a
real.
hug? Because if you cry, I'll start crying. You don't want that to happen. Goop. Okay. What were you going to say, Mary?
what do I say? And I think you hit all the bases. I feel like you have a pretty
And
good
this
mind
is
on you, so you have a
and this is why I like comedians on. That's like my favorite genre ever of entertainment, is because funny, like, and intelligence and comedy
Side by side.
is right next to each other. Like, the guy who knows how to strategically fall, people think they're silly and they don't know what they're doing, especially in our culture, right? It just seems like, what is your actual job? What are you actually doing? And they don't see the impact until a
100%.
guy stops their dad and says like, hey, I know your son. You know what I mean? And
Then-
isn't it funny how like our Habesha folks, other people have to applaud us first, and then they
And
see
then
the
they
applause,
can-
and they're like, all right, yeah,
That's actually
now
so
you can do
real.
it. Yeah.
But I feel like for that, it's just kind of like your family just wants you to succeed in whatever way. And I feel like the biggest thing is like with Habesha parents, it's like this is something I always think about. It's
Talk
like
about it.
for Habesha parents, I'm like, Habesha parents for me are some of the most successful people to ever live. Like, especially when they come to America and they do what they do for their kids. And for me, my parents, like, if they were born in America, I have no doubt that they would have been like millionaires, like through and through, because of how much they were able to do from coming from Ethiopia, coming here, having 3 kids, raise us, put us all through college, and then also be able to give us things and like living in a higher, like middle class and doing that
Yeah.
and just living that life. Like, for me, that's my biggest motivation because I feel like, man, they could do that when they were living on survival mode for real. Because that's what all Habesha parents' mindset is survival mode. And survival mode is like, because that's what they, like, they come from basically nothing, come to America. It's like, all right, got to get me a job, got to get me this steady income coming through, got to raise my family, I got to make my lineage. Like, this is what it is. It's like they don't have time to be like, oh, maybe I can be a comedian or maybe I can be a musician. Because it's like those things, you need support and time to really be doing that type of stuff. And so it's like, for me, it's like when you want to do those things as a daughter or son of theirs, it's like, what are you talking about? Man, I ain't come all the way over here for you to be doing something like that and then fail and then, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not, I don't blame them ever for not seeing it as a possibility until it actually does bring results. And then they're like, okay, he could actually probably do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like their mindset isn't made for that, and it's not supposed to be in a way. And like for me, it's like the way I looked at it though was like, if my parents were able to do what they were able to do, and I'll probably never be able to get to that type of work ethic and that type of determination and persistence to get through what life takes me, because they gave birth to me in America, and like I live an amazingly blessed life more than anything in the world. Like I'm super grateful for everything. So like if they were able to do that, then I definitely think I'm able to become a comedian and become a star, because like that point it's like it's not as hard as what they had to do, and I already have like their will instilled in me from birth. So it's like that's my biggest thing. Like that's why I feel like my sisters are very successful too, and it's like, you know, yeah, for me that's my driving force, because I always think about what they had to do and how they did it, and it's like, yeah, if they can do it, they can do that, I can definitely do this. And it's that kind of thing. So it's like I'd say that for anybody who talks about their Habesha parents and like they don't understand their mindset or whatever it is, like you just got to understand and reason with where they came and what they do, and then understand that everything they do is out of love and support for you. And it's like you just got to use that to fuel whatever you want to do and just keep working, and then eventually everybody's going to come around to see your perspective and what you're trying to do. So yeah.
But you agree it's all coming from a good place.
Yeah,
of course.
Like there's no ill intent there at all.
Never.
Absolutely, yeah.
Never.
That's beautiful. Awesome. I think that's a great time. Is there anything that you want to plug or anything that's coming up that you want to talk about before we wrap up this episode? Obviously, more skits, more viral content, more views, all the
just
things.
Tap into the content, just tap into the content. I don't have anything planned, nothing special coming up. But after I graduate though, you know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like things can really take off. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm impressed that you were able to do something that made you happy while you're in an environment that you're not necessarily excited about, which is going to school.
Tough,
you're just
it's hard.
it is tough. Like that. You have to
utilize your campus though, if you can.
Yeah.
Oh, who does it sound like?
Okay, but I'm already done, so I'm telling you now.
You're right.
I use the campus to the fullest of ability.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do what Logan Paul did, but do it for our
the
people. And do it.
Yeah.
And now he owns Prime and all these other things. Like it's insane, right? Because that's what you want to do now. But then the business, it's insane where you can go with it.
For sure.
So
could you get
like Kai Cenat just got a Nike deal. Like
it's crazy.
The shit that he's about to do in a couple years is gonna be insane. I'm talking about you. You know what I mean? Like
I appreciate it.
No, I'm gonna speak that into your life. That's part of it.
Waterworks.
That's really
that's
part
real,
of it.
That's real.
Yeah.
I really hope I can get to a certain place.
And it's very important. It sounds like you already do. Is to like. The reason why she's my producer is because she's one of the biggest motivators in my life. Like she, she like tells me that I'm going to do good and that you're doing good here and keep going. Yeah, and you need people around that to do that. So I found when I started this podcast, finding other content creators that are like-minded, that look like me, has been super helpful. Because when I'm at the Mahabuds, I just feel like the weirdo at the table who's like wanting to do content or like be on camera, and they're like, "Girl, what? Like go to school." Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest thing I'm trying to really do for the culture. I want to be the first Ethiopian comedian to really break through on anything, because we never had that before.
Yeah.
Ooh,
An Ethiopian comedian. That's my
Talk
number one
about
goal.
it.
That's my number one goal. Like, and also I want Benny to be able to get up there as well, because he's funny as hell.
He's funny.
I think he really could do. I think he has amazing potential. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But I really want to be able to get. That's my number one goal, is to be. So I remember my friend's dad, my best friend's dad, the one of the two guys I was talking about, Lulu. His name's Lulu. He came to my first comedy show when I was in Athens that I did, and like it was great and whatever. And then he went back home and told his dad, Sheikh, I was doing stand up comedy, and his dad was like crazy, like surprised and excited the fact that there would be an Ethiopian comedian, because that's like unheard of. Yeah. So that's my biggest thing. I've always tried to find some type of I tried to find. I always thought like my life, I wanted to be great and do something like that was like everlasting. And then now it's like I found something that actually hasn't been done before for real. So I feel like that's my biggest goal now. Just to end it off on what the goal is, speaking into existence.
So we have a Benny
me
X
and God.
Goop collab coming up.
But yeah, I really want to collab with that dude.
I want both of them on this
it's
couch
just-
and just let y'all go off.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to definitely. I definitely see a comedy show touring of me and him in the future. I just got to get good though. He's been doing it for a while, so I just got to keep getting better at it. Keep writing.
Yeah, and
like,
you will.
Yeah, that's the goal though, for sure.
Yeah, amazing.
You said give it up to
Awesome.
God, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I said it's me and God.
Thank you, Bert.
Yeah, because
Leave it up.
sometimes though people be talking about manifesting and like speaking into existence, which is cool. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's really just prayer and God that makes your things come true. I don't believe in manifestation as much. Like I'll say it like manifest, say things in existence, but really you need to pray and to be a good person and like try to and help and like be with God for.
So you want to be a pastor as well?
Yeah. I played a pastor in the play.
So that has some. That has some
She's
help.
such a troll. Sometimes I love
it. Sometimes it comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could have that on the back
I
burner.
love where this episode went. I think
was
that's
a
a
great
great
end.
way to end the episode, guys. I'm going to link all of his ads, everything. You'll see him in the description, so make sure you go follow, interact with his content. He's hilarious. Your engagement is insane, and you're growing so freaking fast. It's actually insane. So keep up with
Thank
it.
you guys.
I'm here Miriam's here. We're here to help you however you want. I know we're not in the same neighborhoods, but we can support you from a distance, whatever you need. Absolutely. Yeah. Just keep going. As always, guys, please make sure you follow Firsties Pod. That's Firsties POD everywhere. Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. Yep. And then short clips behind the scenes on Instagram and TikTok. We will see you in our next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.